Hello campers and welcome to Scat and Track. Today we're going to be taking you through a couple different animals, both local and not local. Our counselors are going to be telling you different fun facts about them, ways you might be able to track them and find them if you see little spots, scats, or track in the wild. We'll be going into what scat is. And today I'm going to be using my cheat sheet just because I want to make sure I'm being factual with all of my animals today. So along the way, as I'm giving us our facts, just see if you can guess what animals that we're talking about. So I'm going to get started. My first animal. This is an animal that can be found in both urban or wooded settings. This animal's diet consists primarily of seeds, and the males and females are two different colors. Any guesses what they are so far? All right. Next fact, this animal has a short cone-shaped beak to assist in the cracking of the seeds. It is non-migratory, so that means that it stays here throughout the entire year, summer, winter, spring, and fall. And that its males are bright red, and its females are a darker red or brown. Any guesses so far? Okay. And our last couple of hints about what this animal is. These animals are what we call monogamous, which means that when they find a partner, they mate for life. So oftentimes when you see a bright red and a darker brown or red female, they are partners and they will be in it together for the rest of their lives. They love to sing. They're considered songbirds. So if you listen closely, we might be able to hear one now. Okay. And what they sound like is, how you can identify them if you do hear that, is they sound like cheer, cheer, cheer. And our last hint, well, that was our last hint. So, any final guesses as to what our animal is? Drum roll, please. A cardinal! If you guessed cardinal at home, you guessed correctly. They are birds that are indigenous to Pennsylvania and can be found pretty much wherever our campers might be, whether that is in the city or if you are in a more wooded area, you do have an opportunity to find this bird there. Our second animal, and I'll give you a hint now before we start, is also a bird. So this animal, unlike our cardinals, their male and females look essentially identical. They are gray in color, with their bodies being a lighter shade of gray and their wings being a darker shade of gray. Any guesses so far? Okay, let's keep going. Like our cardinals, they are also monogamous, so when they have their partner, they are also in it together for life. So if you see a pair hanging out together, it is a good chance that they are mates. These birds sleep with their heads on their shoulders and not under their wings, like most other birds do. They're very fast flyers due to their long and pointed wings and their long pointed tail feathers. And they have longer, skinnier beaks that allow them to also eat seeds, but they also like to eat weeds as well. So their longer beak allows them to get down towards the root and pull out those weeds a little bit easier than a cone-shaped beak of a cardinal might, making them good friends for farmers and gardeners alike. Any guesses so far? Okay, and our last couple of hints. These birds, while they like seeds, like I mentioned earlier, they don't just pick them up just to eat them immediately. They will get them and gather them in bulk so that they can consume them later. And when they do that, they store them in a bigger part of their esophagus, which is called the crop. So whenever they're hungry, rather than having to go and scavenge, they will just access those seeds that they have in their crop rather than having to go and look for more food. And finally, if we listen closely, maybe we can hear what this one sounds like. And these can be identified by their cooing sound. The second part of their coo is going to be typically a little bit louder, so it'll sound like this. Coo! Woo! 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 Any guesses? Drum roll, please. The mourning dove. The mourning dove, also indigenous to PA, is probably pretty typically any dove that you might see out and around your house. They are very popular around these parts. And now, as a little extra bonus, if you live in a more urban setting like I do, you might have access to a birdhouse, or you might be seeing them in shrubbery such as we see behind me. I actually have a birdhouse up front, so we can go see if we can find any of their scat. And let's go check it out. So I was doing a little bit of looking earlier, and I was able to find some scat in and around my house, which I have collected samples of, which I will show you shortly. But up here, we don't want to get too close in case there are, but that might be an example of birdhouses you might find in more urban settings where you could see some more of our birds or other bird life that lives in Pennsylvania. And now, as we look, we're going to take some guesses. So based on what we said earlier, where cardinals like to eat a diet primarily of seeds and maybe even some berries mixed in, and mourning doves liking to eat seeds as well, but also having a diet consisting of more weeds or plant-based. Can you guess which one is which? Let's take a look inside and see a little bit more. Okay, so as you saw, both of these contain some seeds, some bigger seeds, and maybe even some nuts. But if you guess that the purple, the more berry shaded scat was the cardinal, you guessed correctly. And if you guessed the green or more leafy scat was the mourning dove, you also guessed correctly. And the fun fact that is not very well known is that you can actually taste when and where the birds acquired their food. So I'm gonna dive in here. It definitely tastes like this cardinal got their berries down along the trail by the creek down a little bit further from my house. And let's see if we can figure out where these weeds came from. A very strong flavor for that one. I think I gotta get a little bit deeper in there. I feel like this pigeon might have been rummaging around in some weeds outside of Gino's Steakhouse in Philly. Okay, thank you very much for following along. That was our scat and our track. And next, I'm gonna be tracking our next counselor. We'll see if we can find him. All right, now let's take a look and see if we can find our next counselor. We're gonna try to track this person. I think I've seen some signs of him nearby. Let's go take a look. Get a close look on this. There's a marshmallow. We got, there's another marshmallow. We have some chocolate, graham cracker. Oh, and pickles. If you've seen our s'more video, I think you guys might have an idea of who this counselor is. So now, if we want to find him, I think I know what we have to do. It's be really loud. All right, are you ready? Let's all do it together. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Hey campers! So for the first animal we'll be tracking today, it's a large, strong, powerful animal that comes in many different shapes and sizes that can be found in the city sometimes, walking around parks or on farms. Sometimes you'll even see them at tracks. But this animal's diet consists of all types of vegetables. Some like to eat carrots, some like to eat apples, and they have a large diet of hay. Being such a large, strong animal requires a lot of food for them. And hopefully we can see some of their droppings to see all the types of hay they've been having. So I think we might have one down here that we can check out. But before we get down there, I want you guys to try to see if you can guess. Here's a hint. These animals have their own custom shoes. Their own custom shoes designed just for each animal. Do you have any guesses yet? Come take a look. There's a sign up here that might give you a better hint to what we're going to. All right, so if you had guessed based off the look of that sign, you can tell our animal is the horse. So you can see large bales of hay throughout, as well as some scat scattered around. Fun fact about horses is that they're measured not in feet that we measure, but in a term called hands.
Whoa, what's this?
Look at these droppings. This is our second mythical animal today. So this is a mythical animal. It's a mixture of something like a jackrabbit and an antelope. Not too many have been captured on film, but we've just found this scat here, so maybe there's some scattered throughout the woods. It's basically a mixture of all the qualities and speed that a rabbit has. But as you can see, their droppings come from a large different assortment of various candies, foods, and treasures that they find throughout the forest. So if we're not able to see one, hopefully we can splice in a picture today. Comes in green as well. Let's try to bust this bad boy open and see. Oh yeah. Looks like there's a little bit of magic tracings in there. If I can try some. Yep. Definitely lime flavored. Okay, campers, so the next counselor that we're going to be tracking is usually found around flowers, Disney music, and Crocs. Let me know if you can guess who it is.
Oh, hey Kyle, you found me. Good job. So today we're going to be looking for a mammal and a bird. The first thing we're going to look for is a mammal that has 4 legs. Do you have any good guesses about what we're looking for? Well, let's go. Keep your eyes peeled, guys. It could be anywhere at this point. These animals like to live in fields and in the forest. They live in Pennsylvania too. They like to eat nuts, berries, leaves, and sometimes corn if they can find it. This animal must come here a lot because I've managed to find 2 piles of scat right next to each other. They're both pretty old, but you can tell in this pile that there is individual circles, and that's what it looks like whenever it's fresh. The rain and weather has really mushed these down into solid blobs. Whoa, guys, would you look at this? It is a track from this animal. This animal has hooves. Do you know what we're looking for yet? Behold, another one of these animals' tracks left behind. This is what we would call a scrape. Look, there's a little butterfly in it. What the male of this species does is it takes its hoof and it scrapes in the dirt, and then it pees on it to mark its territory. I shouldn't have touched that. Every fall, the males of this species shed their antlers. These antlers are used to fight other males to control territory as well as rights to breeding. Do you know what we're looking for yet? If you guessed white-tailed deer, then you guys were right. Great job. It's time to look for the next animal. This animal eats nuts, seeds, berries, and insects. Sometimes they sleep in trees to avoid predation from other animals. Do you know what animal it is? Like other birds that poop on your car, this animal's poop looks black on the outside and white on the inside. It's still warm. That's definitely the animal we're looking for. These animals are really light on their feet, and I couldn't find any of their tracks. But they look like this because they have 3 long toes. Do you know what animal we're looking for yet? Just like our 4-legged friend the deer, these animals live in Pennsylvania forests. They're also similar to deer where they live in groups, predominantly females and then a couple of males. The males protect the group from predators. A lot of these animals are raised in captivity and eaten in mass quantities by us in November. Do you know what this animal is? Did you hear that? If you guys guessed turkeys, then you were spot on. Just like a turkey's eyesight, which is amazing. Fun fact of the day. Good job, guys. You helped me find the deer and the turkey. That was a lot of fun. But there's only one more animal that we need to find now. Counselor Chris. But don't worry, I know just the way to lure him in. A little bit of iced tea, because that's his favorite. Now all that's left to do is get behind this tree and call him in using his favorite music. Yeah, I'm free, free falling.
Shannon, you found me. I was scared I might dry out here in the sun like a sponge. Anyway, today we're going to be tracking 3 different animals, all with 4 legs. You might be familiar with them. They are in many ways the same, but in many ways different. Overall, they're all awesome. All right, our first animal that we'll be tracking is pretty popular. You may have seen this type of animal a few times. The animal gets pretty large, about 70 to 80 pounds, and is actually one of America's favorite pets for many reasons. This animal is known for being extremely affectionate, easily trained, and overall a wonderful companion. I think I found our first clue here. What kind of animal could have left that behind? This animal was originally used for duck hunting, but like I said, don't be fooled by how friendly and sweet they are. I think I found another treat here on the ground. Another clue. Milk bone. Let me try a call. I think I hear something. Let's see. Oh, it's a yellow lab. Now, this dog is a male here we have. Looks like his name is Rocky. He's an 85-pound Labrador Retriever of the color yellow. And like I said, he is such a good boy. Hey, Rocky. All right, so we already found our yellow lab. On to our next animal that we'll be tracking. This animal actually runs in the same family, same species, but he's a mixed breed. His heritage is originally part from Mexico, and you may have seen this type of dog in someone's purse, and the other half was actually used to catch fox. So this animal loves digging. As you can see here, looks like someone dug right under the patio. Let's see if we can find any other clues out here. Anything. All right. This clue is similar to one of the ones we previously found for the yellow lab, but it did look somewhat smaller. Let's see if we can find this beast. Oh, there he is. It's a half Chihuahua, half Jack Russell Terrier mix. As I said, the Chihuahua originated in Mexico, and the Jack Russell was originated with the intent to be used for fox hunting. So as you can see, he is such a cute little guy. He's a good pal. He goes by Taz. All right, we've been tracking 2 dogs this far. Now we're gonna switch over and we're gonna track a cat. Now this isn't your typical house cat. This cat is powerful, and unlike most cats, it enjoys swimming. You may have seen this cat on Netflix, but don't be fooled. This species is actually endangered and can be found mostly in Asia in tropical environments or in the snow. Did you hear that? All right, everyone, thanks for your help tracking a yellow lab, a Chihuahua, Jack Russell mix, as well as the tiger at the end there. We have one more counselor to go. Maybe I can lure him out with some bacon, but actually I can't because he's an herbivore. So I have this banana. Maybe I can call him on my banana phone, or maybe he'd be interested in something that he may have left behind, a curly mustache. Rich, where are you?
Oh. Hey, you found me. Hey everybody, name's Rich here. Week 1, siblings camp. Been a counselor at both, and welcome to Tracks and Scats. So I've been out here in the woods doing my thing, tracking my animal, and fun thing about my animal that we're tracking, or the animal that I'm tracking, rather, is that it is a herbivore just like me. It only eats plants. Some little other fun facts about this animal is that the male is called a buck. The female is called a doe. Now, I think you probably think you know what we're looking for, but before you get there, the babies, the young, are called kits or kittens. Oh, threw you for a loop there, didn't I? This animal is actually quite small. Its tracks are a lot easier to see in the winter. And if you were out here in the wintertime, you would actually see kind of like a T. It's got a much larger back paw than its front paw, and it pushes off with its back paws and lands with its front paws, and then the back paws second. And those where that T is shows the direction in which this animal is going. That's how you can track it and go, is it going this way or going that way? So yeah, I don't know if you know anything else about this animal, if you think you know what animal I'm looking for, but out here in the woods I probably won't find it. It does live here, but it's more on the edge of the woods and the edge of the forest where it can find a lot of its food. Being an herbivore, it really likes the grasses and other berries and anything that might be in your garden, actually, if you have one of those. Loves plants. In fact, it has way more taste buds than you and I do, so what may not taste like anything to you or me may taste so wonderful. Sort of like this banana. Yeah, to it. So, let's see. What else can I give you about this animal? Let's see if you can figure it out. Oh, yeah. It has a remarkable sense of knowing when it's in danger. Yeah. Its body will literally tense up. Its nose will wiggle around. It will communicate through its nose, and it'll just hop straight towards the edge of the forest. That last one should be a pretty big hint. I'm going to show you what some of its scat looks like, but I think we're coming up to the edge of the woods right now, and I wonder if we can find the animal right here where I think it should be. So we come out here. Let's see. And maybe I can finish eating my Larabar and banana. All right, the edge. Oh. There it is. Did you figure it out? Let's see. There it is, right in the edge of the woods, like I said it would be. There's 3 of them. I can count 3. I don't know how many you count. 2 little babies. There's 2 kits and either a buck or doe. These animals have always growing teeth, so if you own one as a pet bunny, you need to, make sure it eats lots of plants that it can gnaw down those teeth of theirs, since technically they're rodents. So, let's see if we can get a closer look at the animal we were just tracking. There's a kitten! Baby bunny. There's either a mama or a papa. We're not sure. Well, hope you enjoyed your tracks and scats with me. This is Rich again, and the next animal we're going to track is actually one of our staff members. He apparently hasn't really gotten around to wearing a lot of deodorant of late during quarantine. Has left a lot of tracks of like shaggy golden hair, a lot of golden hair around, and wears a size 13 boot. Whoa, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in. Hopefully you can figure out who we're tracking next. Let's see.
found me, Rich. All right. Thank you so much for following along with us today, campers. We hope you learned something new. If you guys have any animals that we didn't cover and you want to share with us, feel free to make your own Scat and Trek video and share it with us, be that on our Facebook page or however else that we can get it out to our campers. Thank you. Hope you guys had an enjoyable time today, and we will see you throughout the rest of the week.